You know, I try and give advice on this channel, but I try not to be like, you need to do this and you need to do that. But I told you about when I made that mistake up in Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to learn from it. So I took some of my own advice, and boy, has it paid off, because we have been rolling. Tell you all about it coming up on Riding with Kev. What is going on, y'all? I have got to get this video recorded, so to the new subscribers, y'all welcome in, usual suspects, welcome back. A lot has gone on since I made my last video, and the thumbnail is not clickbait and the intro is not clickbait, so we're just gonna kind of get into it, because last time I spoke to you guys, we were rushing that load down to Florida. And what I said in the intro was, I need to learn to do things different. You need to learn from your mistakes. It seems very simple. And so what my plan was to get into Florida, get that load delivered right there before noon, PC on over to a truck stop, get my break in and find a load. And probably figured we'd get out of there on Thursday with a load, run something over the weekend. But after I was sitting on that 30-minute break that y'all saw me on right by the customer, I went ahead and popped up the load board, and there was a load to be picked up last Wednesday, 12 miles from where I was dropping in Medley, Florida. And it was another empty trailer move. I guess the company had upgraded or whatever, and they'd sold a bunch of their trailers, and they were moving them up to Peru, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. And what I have to change is that I have to stop being so picky. Now, there's a reason, maybe one day I'll let you in on it, maybe one day I won't, that I am so picky. But so I remembered at the end of August when I was running, I was gonna stop. I wasn't picky and was just taking loads. It was working out. When I didn't, I ended up stuck in Pennsylvania for 3 days. So I said, you know what? It's the cheapest load I've ever hauled, but it's a load. I can get it today. I can get it up there and get it delivered on Friday. We're gonna book it. So I did. And I didn't really film that. I got it hooked up, drove from just outside of Tampa, because I was really low on hours, up to Franklin, Kentucky, shut down, and then the next day I went up and I delivered it up in the snow up into Peru, Indiana. Watch your step. We are not in Florida anymore. I didn't film a whole lot of this because, again, it's a 53-foot dry van that I told you about that we pulled up out of Florida. But we got to get this thing dropped off. Hopefully we can get out. No, we'll be fine. And so once I had that load delivered, I had stopped the day before on my 30-minute break outside of Atlanta and saw a load popped up out of Lafayette, Indiana, and I've picked up that there before. That is an enormous Wabash dealer or manufacturer plant, and it was going back to Florida. And I started to do the hem and the haul, but I was like, you know what, Florida sucks, but it's $2.27 a mile. It's only 47 miles away. Let's just book it and see what happens. In 45 minutes, you're hooked to a brand new 53-foot Dollar General trailer. Got flashing lights and everything. This one has a lift gate. So, again, not a whole lot to show. Just a blank white 53-footer. So we're gonna get it hooked up so we can get on back down to Florida. So I hooked that trailer up and I rolled all the way back to Franklin, Kentucky to get stopped. I had to use my exception adverse driving conditions because of a rolled over 18-wheeler. Got stopped, got up 2 o'clock the next morning, booked it down to Ocala, Florida, and went over to the Dollar Tree. I guess they were, like I said, I'm probably saying the video, but 2,000 new trailers and they'd gotten 1,800 of them. So we got down to Ocala, Florida. Yeah, this is all starting about right here. Yeah. On the left and front, all brand new trailers. So I haven't done as much filming because of the weather and tired and everything like that. So I'm trying to get on down here, and I promise you the video will get better, because I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for tomorrow. all just brand spanking new trailers today. I don't want to know what they caught. However, he didn't give me directions. He just said, hey, go to this location, and said, it's go out here and find it. So we were looking for, he said 121. I wonder if he meant 21. Find out momentarily. Got that load delivered and went over and got parked at the Pilot on Saturday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So from Tuesday to Saturday, we went from Ohio to Florida, Florida to Indiana, Indiana back to Florida. All right, so we are on a 34, but as a precursor of what's in this video, you can see the hours. 11:20, 11:11, 12:11, and 11:36. Yeah, we've been running. Can't wait to tell you about it. And just drove the live-in fire out of ourselves. So I intentionally took a 34, but on Friday, I already had my reload. And so I got up Monday morning, drove over, and picked up my reload. And that is where things went sideways. So I'll put these two clips to explain the sidewaysness. All right, here it is. 53-foot lowboy going over to North Carolina. There it is. We're gonna look closest we're ever gonna get to heavy haul. That's not intimidating or anything. They said I could turn the strobes on if I wanted to, but why draw attention to yourself? So this is the delivery I was waiting on. $3 a mile. Shoot. Take this, roll on the road, get over to North Carolina. She is a thing of beauty. Well, next morning, and you'll notice we are sitting in Georgia. Sorry about the APU. I gotta do what I gotta do to keep warm. It's cold. But I noticed when I picked up the trailer, on the back of it, I'll show you, you probably saw it, it says oversized load. And I was like, hey, that trailer looks big. It's not oversized, is it? And the guy goes, no, that trailer's not oversized. That trailer's only 9'6" wide. You just got jammed. Well, those of us in the trucking community know that 8'6" is the widest that you can be. So the broker swears they didn't know, but this is an oversized load. So while we're waiting on permits, we have to set the truck up for the first time ever to haul oversized. So let's get that set up and I'll show you what she looks like now. Just like that. Oversized banner in the front. Red flags, one at the front, one at the rear, the widest points. Now this one has flag holders front and back, but in North Carolina, you are not allowed to use the flags to make the wide load, the load wider. I say that fast. This has strobes, then there's no power because the truck's not connected, but it has strobes, but my understanding is because I'm not over 12 feet wide, I'm not required to run those. So we are not gonna run those, but I gotta secure this spare tire. The customer who built the trailer is worried about it breaking off, so that's always a good thing. Let me get that secured, and we're waiting on one more permit and we'll be booking this down the road. So we are now somewhere outside of Greenville, South Carolina, waiting on our North Carolina permit to get here so we can get this load delivered. But oversized, man, just is so much different. There's a reason I haven't done it before, because I've had to stop at every weigh station, which is why I had to wait for permits, because you just run it early. No, there's no running it early, because it's bad enough that, an overweight permit or something like that in South Carolina said like the fine's like $100, but you run a weigh station or you're driving the hours you're not supposed to, or you get on a road you're not supposed to, this trailer sticks out. You're not going to hide it very well. So we're going to get over here. Like I said, we're going to stop right here up here in Blacksburg and try and get this North Carolina permit so we can get the load delivered. So the video's not quite over yet, but man, it has worked out. When I run, I run. And when you start getting picky and you start overthinking and go, oh, what's the weather like? What's the traffic like? What's the reload area like? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to take a load to Butte, Montana, a power only without something on the back end, but there are loads out there. I've got to stop being so picky, and being not picky has worked out very, very well. And on this one, I will also tell you that it is my honest belief that the broker did not know this was oversized, because boy, she has apologized. She has booked the permits. She has paid me way more money. I'm basically getting $1,500 to go 300 miles. Gonna take 2 days to do it instead of one, but I wanted to come up here to Statesville, which is where I'll be dropping it, because I have a couple little honey holes up here for reloads. And so I've already got my eye on some reloads. It's not that I'm being picky, it's just I gotta make sure. I didn't want to, you know, commit to one to say, hey, I'll pick it up today and I get stuck till tomorrow morning, but I'll be within 80 miles even if I don't make delivery. The permit takes too long and I don't deliver till the morning. And those reload areas are less than 2 hours away. So we're gonna get on down the road here. We will show you whenever we finally drop this trailer, but you guys keep rocking with us and we'll see where the next stop takes us. Well, we are dropped off. It was, see there, starting to snow outside of Charlotte. It was a real small lot and I didn't feel like trying to, you know, hog it up, taking a video. I just wanted to drop and get the heck up out of there. I need to do this real quick. A huge shout out to West Coast Permits. If you need something, get them. This last second thing, Holiday, they hooked me up. They went through Progress. So stinking good at what they do. I used them when I had to get my fuel permits when I first had my authority, but I can't end the video without them because they made this happen for me. So we're unloaded, go to our honey hole tomorrow. God bless. Let's get rolling.